Hi guys, welcome to Behind the Scenes. I'm Angela Wolf, and today I have so much fun, is that the new word for the day? I have so many fun things to talk to you about, especially sewing, fashion. This is the first week I don't have deadlines where I'm pulling my hair out, so that's almost too much creative, space, because now I can't decide what to sew. I know you've been there before. All of a sudden you get a free day. Well, it's not really a free day, but free hours, I should say, in the day, and you're like, okay, should I sew the jeans? Should I sew my fringe skirt? I've got all this stuff. So I'm going to show you the fabric. And throughout the next week, because I have 7 days where I'm doing a power sewing. I need some clothes for summer. This top is from last year, which I love, but it's 2 years old. I need some new clothes. So I'm going to ask you, how is your summer wardrobe going? Oh, goodness. I see everybody rolling in. Hi, guys. We have a ton of new people this week also that are joining us from Texas. So last week was the Texas show, and I'm telling you, it was so much fun. I'm not going to make any other state jealous. Well, Louisiana, you'd be a close tie. The people in Texas are so friendly. Every time I've ever gone there, well, anytime I go to any sewing event, you all are friendly. But Texas is just friendly. So my experience went like this. I was supposed to fly in a day early so I could do a Facebook Live, hang out with all of you, but I had some really tight deadlines that just weren't coming together, so I changed my flight and flew in, as the original plan was, the day before I taught. So I took a 1 o'clock flight thinking, we're losing some time. I'm flying at 5. Perfect time to grab some dinner, crash, and be all ready to start teaching at 8 o'clock. The plans didn't work out so well. Those of you in Texas know that the weather was awful. So, okay, Gabby, Susie, Kathy, these 3 girls, they're on here live. So, hi, girls. They texted me and said, what time do you get in? And I said 5:30, and they said, we'll pick you up. And I said, no, I'll get the shuttle from the hotel. I'll meet you for dinner, though. No, we'll pick you up and we'll go have dinner. Well, those poor girls came all the way to the airport, which was probably 20, 30 minutes with traffic, maybe 30 or 40 with traffic. And here comes my flight. I can see the airport. Well, not really. It's really cloudy. And all of a sudden, we go back that way. And then we go this way. And then the pilot said, well, with really bad weather, they've closed the airport, and we don't have enough gas to circle long enough for the storm to go away. So now we're going to go to Houston instead of Dallas. So we go to Houston. I get a great sandwich at the airport, get back on the plane an hour and a half later, and fly back to Dallas. So those girls waited. I texted them and told them not to, but bless their hearts, they waited for 4 hours for me, and I appreciated it so much. Those girls are so fun anyway. So we had dinner the following night because by then we had all had dinner and a nap. I think it was like 10:30. So anyways, I finally make it to Texas. The show was amazing. So if you were in Texas at the show, leave a comment because we had a phenomenal fashion show. 40 outfits. You saw them all. If you're on Instagram, you saw my bag. They weighed okay, I'm going by memory here. 3 suitcases, 69, 67, and I think 65 pounds. Light traveler, right? So, of course, there's always, I tell you this, and I am so not exaggerating. Usually it happens at the hotel, not the airport. But this cute couple, thank heavens they were cute, and they had cute kids. I get all, of course, my bags all come together. So I'm like, He-Man, hooah, hooah, hooah for the 3rd time. And then I also have my laptop bag and my bag, my purse, handbag or whatever. And this guy, so seriously, he goes, wow, how long are you here for? Okay, you all know what I say every single time. I keep a totally straight face and go, 1 night. And I walk away. I can't help it. I mean, really, well, I am high maintenance, but not that high maintenance. And I'm really not, well, maybe. But I had all 40 of those outfits for the fashion show fit in 1 suitcase. Well, you saw it. You saw the size of those models. In fact, I'll bring them up here. So if you're new to the show, pop in, say hi. I can see a ton of you in here. And I just, real quick, I see Dawn in here. Hi, Dawn. I just watched if you're not following her, the Sewing Blab, it's super fun. I've been following it now on YouTube because it's easier for me to see. But every week they have their show. And I see a whole pile of you in here from Texas. Hello there. Now, wait a minute. School's out? Who just said school's out? Livy, school's out for everybody? You know, I don't have children if I didn't realize that. Well, my nephews are out right now, and they are very happy about that. In fact, my 3-year-old nephew, Austin, said on the phone, Aunt Angie, do you know what the weather is for today? And I said, what, Austin? And he's got the cutest little raspy voice. He's like, Aunt Angie, the weather is sunny and no school. So, of course, I should know there's no school. So anyways, Austin and his 2 brothers, which you've seen them on my show before with embroidery. My brother fell playing basketball and smashed his ankle. Not just broke it, smashed it. Now, my other brother, Steve, he has 2 kids as well, the little boy and the little girl. He broke his ankle, smashed it, last year falling off a bike. I smashed my knee falling off a bike, but my injury was way less than theirs. Steve had surgery. Mike's having surgery Wednesday. He's in like one of those braces. Oh my goodness gracious. I guess when you get old, you're just not quite as, your bones aren't quite as good or something. Keep eating those eggs, I guess. All right, so let's take a look at this fashion show. This was so much fun. Here, I see Cindy on here. Oh, hi, Cindy. She was at the show, and they took my classes. They were so fun. There was this group that I just loved that took a lot of my classes. So every time I went from class to class, it was like a family reunion. We had so much fun. Arnell, as I'm going to bring up the fashion show, she wants to know the dress behind you. Yes, I made the belt, and that's why I brought that. So here, I'll show you guys real quick. Let me bring the fashion show up. Make the fashion show big. I can never remember which button. One of these. How about the other one? 4th time is the charm. All right, so Autumn, you are awesome. If you're on here, you get an A++. Now, I told you all I was going to try to do a Facebook Live during this fashion show. Well, I was so busy between classes, I ran and got all these dresses hung up. We started the fashion show, and I forgot. Well, dear Autumn was in the front, and guess what? She took photos. I'm going to make this small again because I have a surprise for you. Some of you asked me about this fabric, and I have about 6 yards left. This fabric is a light stretch, well, kind of like a medium stretch. It's heavier than you think, though. It's not like 14 weight or 16 weight. It has a great drape. Look at that dress on there. A light stretch. I will put this up on the website later today. First, I have to count the exact yardage because I think there might only be 6 yards left. I made this dress, and I know some of you asked me, what pattern? Where did you get this? If you have my DVD part 2, One Pattern Many Ways that I did for Threads Magazine. This started as, I take it back, part 1 DVD. This started as a simplicity pattern. You could really use any sheath pattern and then I designed this dress out of that. This hem is big and gorgeous. I'll bring the dress on next week, but I didn't have room for it here. But doesn't she look great? So I want to share some funny stories about the fashion show because many of you were there and had a lot of laughs. These girls are just beautiful, right? So this dress right here is the one behind me. Well, here's a few tips for you. Yes, this started as a sheath dress, and I just changed it so I could have these folds up here behind me. Here, I'll bring myself up big so you can see this. I'll bring her closer. Oh, yeah, and speaking of wardrobe malfunction, today I got ready, and I'm still making my own jeans on the table, which they're going to be done next week no matter what. But I put on a pair of my old jeans and didn't realize they were old fishing jeans. And I started to walk out of the house, and I thought, it's kind of cold. Cut all the way across. Now, you know those are some old jeans because, well, we'll just leave it at that. I changed, though. We're not malfunctioning today. So this is a Ponte knit, this dress. This started as a simple sheath. You can see a darts. And in the back, the darts, this is my Evelyn dress pattern is what it started as. And then I added these pleats here, up here. This dress is so cute. And this belt, all this is tubing. So I took strips of fabric. I don't even think it was cut on the bias. No, because this fabric has a light stretch. So I just cut those strips about 2 inches wide all the way across. And then I braided it. I just took all of it and braided. Very simple. I can see my internet going in and out, so sorry guys, I have no idea what is going on there. Are you back? Let's see here. Maybe. I'm really slow motion. Okay, I'll just keep going, and then if we have to record it again, we'll do that. So this is braided. Someone asked me, what is the content of the Ponte knit, and does it pill? So let me bring this down. This is, you know, I haven't worn this, and I haven't washed it yet, so I can't really tell you that. The Ponte knit that I've been using, though, I have not had any problems with it pilling. All right, I'm going to bring you back down. Okay, this part here, basically I opened the top and constructed an entirely different top of the dress and then reattached to the dress, and that's why the collar went like that. Yeah, very cute. And the other thing is, what else? Oh, by the way, if you have a larger bust size, this dress it will make your bust look bigger. So if you have a small bust, this is A+ for you if you don't care. If you have a larger bust, this one kind of brings everything, oh, let's just say you look very well endowed. All right, so let me bring this fashion show back. I have a few more funny stories for you. So here's the show. This dress, you've seen me, this dress was the cover of Brother for their Dream, I think it was their Dreamweaver, right? It came right after the Quattro. This dress I embroidered, and you can watch the whole fashion show with my commentary if you're in the group. Autumn posted it there, and she also posted it on her, what do you call it, YouTube channel. So this dress was embroidered with one needle. So you know that there's going to be a very, very long, I mean, it took a long time, a really long time. So I just see a question popping in here. Lise wants to know, what is the difference between Ponte knit and Sophia? The dress is your color too. Hey, awesome. So she's going back to the purple one. The Sophia knit, it's a little bit different. Ponte knit has a little bit more, Sophia knit has a little bit more of a drape. How about that? Ponte knit, I make a lot of jackets out of Ponte knit because you can add a little bit of stabilizer to it and it still looks great. Sophia knit's a little bit thicker. I'm going to put a note that next week I'll try to bring both of those fabrics on live so you can see the difference right on stage. The white with embroidery. Yes, yes, yes. This was a white dress. This dress started as a simple sheath, and then I cut it up, of course, and designed a new pattern out of that. So it has a seam, has a bust seam that goes down, and then at the skirt, I just angled it out a little bit at each seam. So the drape of this, when she was walking, was really pretty. See if I could just switch these. There you go. Isn't the back awesome? So many people asked me in different questions, do you actually sew the garment first and then embroider, or embroider and then sew the garment? It really depends on the garment. So for this dress, I actually sewed all the seams together because if I look at the front again, see how right here, I don't know if you can see my mouse on there, but if you look at the bottom of the dress, there are these embroidery designs that are going across the seam. So what I would do is I would sew the entire seam, serge it, and I believe I top stitched it on this dress because it's a little bit of a stretch fabric. So if it has that stretch, like a stretch denim, it's not a stretch denim, but it has a little stretch, then I like to top stitch it. All right, so I got to get ahead to a few of these that are just so much fun. So this dress was the cover of Brother Dream Machine. So if you have the Dream Machine and you have the manual, or I don't think it's on the manual, it was on all their sale flyers, it's on their website, that's the dress. So I designed all the lace that you see on that dress. Yeah, very fun. Bringing Susie up here. Hi, Susie. So Susie was one of the dear friends that waited for me at the airport. Thank you. And Gabby, I don't know if she's on here or not. So I see a Melody. I love this dress. And don't forget, I don't mind hand-me-downs. Melody, you're hilarious. Probably any of them. These are so fun. I have to tell you, these girls were so beautiful wearing these dresses. I thought, holy cow. And they fit into all the jeans, which was awesome. So they really made my clothes look great. All right, let's see what else we got. So the skirt on this, someone asked me, it's silk charmeuse, and the top is silk charmeuse underneath that I actually used fusible interfacing on the silk charmeuse to make it more structured, and then I hand stitched. I made the lace from embroidery on tulle and then hand stitched it to the bodice. So quite a few people were in my class this week where we actually embroidered on lace, and that was a lot of fun. The picture made it look like we were going to do a candle, but it was really all my invisible sleeves. So this dress, oh my gosh, this was fun. Different angle, but it was short in the front, long in the back. I had a ton of questions on this. This photo is hilarious. It looks like she has an alien landing on her head. Or an angel. We'll just call her an angel, right? Bunny ears? I don't know. It's you gotta love the ceiling light. Anyways, this fabric was the one I showed you last week live that is needle pointed. I needle pointed the silk du peony and embroidered over it. So, okay, you saw a lot of these. I'm just going to flip through. You can see these all in the group, but I got to get to some of the funny ones because you're going to laugh. So this outfit here is silk du peony jacket with silk charmeuse pants. Absolutely love those. This is a new pattern coming out. Yes, a preview. I am just about finished with all three of them. All three of them are launching at the same time, and there's a reason for that. Okay, the jeans, the famous jeans. Now, she looks amazing in these jeans, but do you remember the story about these jeans when I embroidered them and what happened? It took half of the stretch out of the jeans. So they were a little bit tight when I tried them on. So that is your tip for the day. If you're going to embroider garments, remember, it takes the stretch out of that area, usually. All right, let's see what else we have. Oh, I just saw someone ask. No, I'm wearing the ruche tee. This is my ruche tee, and I hand-dyed it, which, by the way, you're going to love the announcement of the award this week for our giveaway for the next 2 weeks, speaking of dyeing fabrics. And no, Win is not here. Win, he might pop in later. He had a meeting. Okay, so this is the skirt. I told you I did the Kate skirt in a whole bunch of different ways, and I showed you this live quite a few weeks ago. This is the Kate skirt cut on the bias. Is that beautiful or what? And that tank top is silk charmeuse cut on the bias. It is so elegant, so simple, but so elegant. I absolutely love it. This dress reminds me of the brides that would say, I have the easiest dress ever for you to hem. And it would be like 30 yards of chiffon. It drapes the body beautifully, but you have all that 30 yards at the bottom. Yeah, not so much. So here was another Kate skirt. I had to throw all these out there because these are just fun and easy to make. Okay, here is the wardrobe malfunction. Okay, wait. Go back to the Kate skirt. I'm losing there we go. By the way, the Kate skirt. If you missed it, the first YouTube video came out last Thursday on my YouTube channel, which is a video from PBS It's So Easy, which the new season won't be starting until June 27th. But I'm allowed to share it on YouTube. So I posted the first video every Thursday for the next 8 or 10 weeks, however many, I can't remember how many episodes I did for that one, will be all of the new episodes, and we're taking one skirt, the Kate skirt. I'm showing you for the first 2 lessons on how to sew it from beginning to end, and then we're going to use that skirt and design a whole bunch of new skirts. So get your Kate skirt ready, and we've got new episodes every Thursday. I think they launch at 2 or 3 o'clock p.m. I'm not sure. All right, the wardrobe malfunction. She came out, and this girl was the cutest thing ever. I said, I'm looking at her. Just bring this up here so you can see this. I'm looking at her, and she's walking, and there's this lump here and a lump here. And I thought, okay, what in the heck is that? And so I kept looking at her, and I thought, she had, like, the hips are in the front and the back. Well, so I brought the skirt. So usually when I'm sewing, I put my labels in, but sometimes I'm really fast and I don't have time. So I went and looked in the skirt just to make sure that I'm not losing it. And guess what? There's the label. So what she had is she had the zipper on the side like this, which would make this puff out and this puff out. So I had to turn it on her on the stage. And I told them before they went out there, I said, girls, you can't do anything to screw this up. Absolutely no worries. If you come out and it's on backwards, I'm not going to make you take it off. But if it's on sideways or I can adjust something, I'm going to change it for you. So I walked up to her, and you can see we were laughing quite hard. And I jerked the skirt and just turned it back to where the hips are, except she's so tiny she didn't even have any hips, so I just kept turning it so she could pull off anything, but it was hilarious. So yeah, we had fun with that one. This is the Christie jacket. This is an online class. Of course, the pattern's not out, but it's a simple jean jacket. And this class is also on pattern review. Keep that in mind because you'll hear about the giveaway at the end today. This is all lined, not lined, I'm sorry. Every seam is finished with bias tape. And I saw someone ask me, what is, Arnell wants to know if I picked out their shoes. That's cute. You know what? I didn't, but here's the thing. I'm a shoe freak, as you know. So the girls got there and they're stunning, and they were so well prepared, which I'm not saying that doesn't always happen, but it just doesn't. And they had awesome shoes. Everyone had awesome shoes. And so they said, do you have a preference for, I said, oh my gosh, you can wear any of these shoes and you're going to be great. So Arnell, that's awesome that you noticed. If the girls happen to be popping in on Facebook Live, they're going to love that because their shoes were great. April says I handled the little mess ups very well and without embarrassing the models. I try to, because it's all about the fun. And this fashion show was more about, I should say, teaching the audience. It's a sewing show. So this is not like a runway show where I do my fundraisers or things like that where it's total entertainment. This is entertainment, but people in the audience want tips for sewing or tips for something. So I usually try to add what fabric it is or something like that. All right, Jackie wants to know what cloth works best on the bias. Great question. For the bias, I use something that has some drape. Like this cotton, I would not necessarily use on the bias just because it's so stiff. Well, it's not stiff, it's just bigger. You want to talk about my fabric haul, I will talk about that in a minute, but this fabric is a tweed. See how it has a nice, beautiful drape? This would be great for a bias. Silk, oh goodness, silk charmeuse, silk chiffon, anything that has a beautiful drape like this works great for that. Great question. All right, I have a few more wardrobe malfunctions. I'm sharing these because so many of you said, I love seeing it on people. Oh my gosh. Yes, no, Susan, I'm going to agree. This was definitely not a stuffy runway. They had a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun. And we only had 30 minutes to whip out all these 40 outfits, so I couldn't talk too much, but we did have a lot of fun. So if you're going to Virginia, I believe we're doing another fashion show, and I believe we're planning it for noon on Saturday. I'll keep you posted on that so you know in advance. And there'll be even more outfits than this. I'll throw in some new stuff that I'm working on. All right, so let me get back up here and show you, make her big. Okay, so this skirt is going to be on one of those YouTube episodes on Thursdays that was from It's So Easy TV. This skirt is the one that I cut the whole entire front panel on the Scan and Cut, the Brothers Scan and Cut. That mat that they have is so long that I just added a panel to the front of the skirt. You can't even tell that it's a panel because it's black suede from Shannon Fabrics, which was awesome. And I just used that green sheet that you use for fabric on top of the Scan and Cut mat. I picked a design. I think it's just like an oval shape, like there must be some fruit that looks like this. And I made it small. I multiplied it a ton of times and put it in there and cut it. And that's what happened. Yeah. So that was very fun. So I layered the two pieces of fabric. You'll see it all on YouTube. Let's see. This is on my blog right now from last summer, I believe. This is where I took 2 jean shirts and turned it into one dress. Remember, those were Wynn's shirts. Oh, her shoes are cute. You're right. Very cute. And this is the dress that I sewed for last season on It's So Easy. All right, I'm going to skip ahead to some of these. I'll show you those later. Oh, I wonder if it's not on here. The dress. You know what? It's not. I didn't go through all the photos. All right, Autumn, you rock. You did a great job. But I'm going to have to tell you guys, there was one dress that you're going to just laugh out loud. So she comes down the runway, and it was a black dress with sheer sleeves, you know, my embroidery. And I'm looking at her, and if you can see on here, do you notice something on this dress? There are back darts. You don't always have back darts on dresses, but these are back darts, you know, so it just curves to your shoulders. You see that a lot on jackets. You can move those darts someplace else too, but I have those on the dresses because it just makes it fit better if it's going to be a super high neck. So she comes out, and I'm looking at her, and I thought, why do you have darts right here? That just looks really odd. And then I realized she had the dress on backwards. So the exposed zipper, I don't remember now if it was on the front or back. You'll have to go watch the video. It was hilarious. Totally backwards. Now, I did not make her strip and switch it, but we had a really good laugh on that. So, yeah, those were the faux pas. All right, so what else do I got to share with you? Lots. And I see a couple more questions. Peg wants to know if I'm not clear. You know what? I don't know. If I'm not, sorry, my internet, I can tell my internet's acting weird, though, because there's a couple apps that I have that are acting strange, so hopefully we're fine. Camille says it was the one with the zipper in the back. Yeah, so while I had her on there, I made a joke that, you know, if you have an exposed zipper in the back, you always want to have a panel of fabric between the zipper, the metal zipper, and your skin. Because I have a skirt, particularly, and a dress that do not have that fabric panel between the metal exposed zipper and my back. And I'll tell you what, I live in Michigan, and although it's very nice weather now, in the winter it's not so nice, and that zipper gets cold, and then you sit on your cold leather seat, and you will jump out of your sunroof. It is like, it's like a shock. Let's just go with that, right? And then if you have the zipper in the front, it's not like you're going to feel it, but always consider that your zipper you might want your zipper from maybe your belly button up. And the reason being is because when you sit, if the zipper's in the back, the zipper can curve to your body, right? If it's in the front, it's curving, but it's bowing. So you'll end up with a couple lumps. So if you start from the belly button up, much better. Just a little tip for you there. All right, and I saw a couple more, and I'm going to get to this fabric in front of me. Susan said, yeah, the one that had it on backwards. That was really funny, and it was the same girl that had the skirt on sideways. So, but they were so cute, it didn't matter. Cindy says she loves Shannon Fabrics. I agree, and you can find that at Vogue Fabrics. You can find it on my influencer page on Amazon. I saved all their minky fabric. Rachel from Minnesota sells it in her store. A lot of resources for you. So actually, I did go to Vogue Fabrics while I was there, and I could only buy a couple of pieces because my suitcases were already to the max. I thought, okay, I'll get rid of all these kits because I had kits for all these classes because we did a lot of hands-on classes. But have you ever weighed a whole stack of organza or tulle fabric? I put it in one of those Ziploc bags that suck out all the air. So it didn't take up much space, and it weighed like half of an ounce. So that didn't help my shopping at all because there's nothing else I could get rid of. But I did find a few pieces. So you know I love embroidery on sheer. Check out this piece. Isn't this gorgeous? I think it's my color. I don't know. It's not washing me out so much. It's like that new color, that coral that's out right now. Is that beautiful? So I'm going to come up with something cool to embroider. I haven't decided what I'm going to sew with it yet. Because as you know, I don't have any blouse patterns yet. And right now I'm focusing on that onesie, my one arm top, and the leggings. Those are all three coming soon, soon, soon. I found this. This is also a silk. These are all silk chiffon. So you can barely see through this. This is kind of wild, but I love it. I think that this would make a great tank top. It'd make a great blouse. It's so soft. Okay, so those were two pieces I found at Vogue. This skirt, I'm tossing. We've already looked at that. Okay, this piece is really funny. So I'll bring you down here so you can see. With got my daylight. All right, this side I absolutely loved. It has pinks, all these different colors, right? And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so much fun. It's a tweed. I'm going to do a fringe skirt out of this. See how it peels? Just, it comes undone. So I get to the register, and Rogi went to cut it, and Aaron grabbed it, and it turns out that this is the right side. Obviously, this side's softer. It has little sparkles. But I still love this side. But the only bad part of tweeds on the wrong side is there's a lot of little snags. So I haven't decided if I'm going to break the rules and actually use the wrong side of the fabric, because I love those colors, and maybe do some embroidery over it or add some other fabric over it to make sure that I don't get snagged on my rings and things. I also liked this color, but this color is not my color. It's like a winter white. I'm better with this color. So leave your comments. I want to know, would you break the rules, and if the back of the tweed doesn't look too bad, use it, add embroidery so it all looks messy, make a cute jacket, and nobody's going to know, right? How about a skirt? I don't see any problem with that. I use the wrong side quite often, but not usually on a tweed. This is the color, the wrong side or the right side. Now, the right side isn't bad if I added some dark colors to it, because the white and the off-white really washed me out. If you don't know your colors, I'll tell you what. There was this young girl that came to the class, and if you're on here, pop in and say hi. She had this cute little booklet. She is going into business herself, fashion design, alterations, custom of clothing. But she had this little booklet because she took a color class where they did her coloring. And this little booklet folded up like this big. And she pulled it out, and she knew exactly what colors make her look good. If you don't know what colors make you look good, all you have to do is wear something out a couple times. We usually don't catch on quickly, so it's like 2 or 3 times. And people say, "Do you feel okay today? You look a little flushed. You feel okay?" Well, by the end of the day, you really feel awful because everyone told you that you look awful. But that, if it's not your color, it washes you out. And so next time you get dressed, or picking out a garment at a store or fabric, hold it up to your face. If your cheeks start to flush like a little pinky, you're golden. If your face washes out and you lose all the color, and it's amazing, it happens in 1 second. I don't even know if it would show up here on live, but it really shows up in person. You hold up a color that's not yours, and you look like Casper immediately. Whew. And I'm not saying that means you don't have a suntan. I know a lot of people who don't have a suntan that still, their cheeks turn pink when they have the right color, and they wash out when they don't. So check that coloring, because I will tell you, I have a couple of sweaters that I used to wear all the time. I bought them at Tailor. They were very expensive. They were silk sweater sets. I lived in these, okay? It's a lot of years ago, but I lived in them. And it was a faded purple, similar to this, but, well, this actually is not my color, but a little bit lighter even. And when I would wear that, I remember being at a board meeting with Wynn and a couple of other people that I see all the time. And, "Are you okay? You feel okay?" I thought, and by the time we were done with our 1-hour meeting, I thought, well, maybe I feel okay, but maybe I shouldn't, because everyone says I'm sick. Try it and let me know what you think. All right, so I saw a ton of you say break all the rules. I saw some of you say don't. I'm going to play with it and see. What I'm going to do is lay out that entire piece of fabric and see what it looks like. But before I go there, I'm going to show you something. I'm going to give you a tip for sewing tweeds. So I'm going to bring this down, because I'm also going to be cutting this skirt here. This is the fabric that I had last year. Some of you got some of this. I'm not sure. I think I've sold out. This is the last bit for myself. But this was from last summer or last October. This tweed I can pull. This is going to make an awesome fringe skirt or an Evelyn dress. I'm not sure. Now, this is a silk tweed that, I have to be honest, it is so hard to tell which side's the right side because both sides are nubby. but I will lay it out and see which side looks better. Here we go. Here's this tweed. I'm going to use the darker side to show you this sample because I think you'll see it better. So you have your selvage. Make sure you, let's see. Give me a thumbs up and tell me you can see this, okay? Or give me some love. All right. That is the selvage. Bring you out here a little bit and turn my daylight off. All right. So this is the selvage, which I use quite often for different things. This one's white though, which is why I should have known that this was the right side. All right, so I'm going to lay out this fabric. And I don't have room on this table to show you how I lay out the pattern, but I'm going to explain it enough that you'll catch on. So when I sew with tweeds, I usually have one layer of fabric. I don't always fold it. Just in case, if you fold it wrong, see how there's not an exact print to follow on here, but there are lines to follow. So if I were to fold this and it's crooked at all, then my skirt hem might actually be cut like that. You see what I mean? Very weird. So what I do is I line up one of these lines visually myself. I might even use chalk or tailor's chalk or a piece of thread to mark it. And then I will line up if this is, I'm just going to grab a piece of paper. Let's just say this is my skirt. I will line up the hem of the skirt here for the front and line up the back on the same parallel line. So if you line up both your hems using one of these lines as a guide, when you sew your skirt together, it's going to match perfectly on the side seams and the bottom hem. The top might be a little different because you have darts. So that's really simple, and that's like the most basic explanation I can think of giving you. Just turn you just a little bit here. So do you have any questions on that? Super easy. If you're using a tweed like this one's really easy to find a line to follow because this has, I mean, it's just really easy, trust me. So if your tweed has more of a pattern design, then you have to actually look for the exact pattern, especially if you have to cut one skirt during one width, because some of those are very narrow, maybe only 40 inches wide, or some are only 20 inches wide. So you might have to cut, I'll bring it back down here to show you this. You might have to cut one skirt here and one up here. And if that's the case, what I usually do is cut out the first skirt, and then I will take that skirt and lay it out on top of the fabric up here until I can make sure that my lines match up with different colors. Because you can see how there's dark and light. So from this side, I would be able to see, okay, look, there's dark, dark, dark. So the dark is not right next to each other. And you might think, oh, who's going to notice that? Me. If you get it off, it doesn't, I mean, like if you get that where the lines are off just a little bit, oh, who cares? But you, when you're sewing, you want to have as much success as you can in the areas that you can control. And this area you can control, at least most of it. So that's your tip for lining up tweed. So I'm cutting that out. And what is the other fabric I found? This is really cool. I guessed on this one. Now this one was just lucky. All right, I bought some white denim from Vogue. I saw one of my students running by that had white denim, so I ran into Vogue. Rogie said that they have a lot of denim at their store, so you can always call her, and she will send you a sample if you'd like. All right, so this fabric, which I showed you, I had at home, and I've been trying to find a top that would match this if I decide to do the skirt. Well, I went to Vogue, and I found some rayon knit. What do you think? I think that is a really good match. Yeah. So this, I was actually looking for that other green, but this color is my color, and I think that that looks fabulous. So I'm going to do probably a Delilah top and a fringe skirt out of these two, and then I will have a cute top to wear for the next couple weeks while it's nice out. I don't know. I think that was pretty lucky. Usually, I never try to match a fabric without having a swatch with me. I usually carry a little batch of swatches, but I've been so busy. If there are swatches around here, I have no idea where they are. So that was lucky. Again, that was at Vogue Fabrics. So I see a ton of your questions rolling in. Hi, Irene. I love those blues too. And oh, they would be a good color on you. So if you go to Vogue Fabrics, which you only live a couple hours away, you should pop in there because that knit was on sale too. And there was lots of it. So Reen is going to be popping in with us one of these days because her book is out. You have to say that while you're on here. Congratulations, her book for the Dream Machine. So as soon as her schedule quiets down, she's going to be joining us live on here. Everyone says great match will be a cute outfit. I think so too, Cindy. Originally, I thought, you know what, I'm going to make an Evelyn out of that green because this would make a really good Evelyn dress. It doesn't wrinkle. It just looks really nice. But that fringe skirt, this fringe, I just don't know if I could resist not making a fringe skirt. So if there's enough, I might do both. I haven't really decided. Fringe skirt and a jacket. See, this is the problem. I have too many options. You should just tell me, go ahead and make the skirt. Get over it. The other thing I will do with the skirt, by the way, is depending. Now, this is a rule that you can break. This is the selvage. But do you see how the lines of the skirt either go down or across? I technically could cut the skirt this way, even though the selvage, so cut it this way, then the lines go up and down. I kind of like that a lot. I've done that with a couple skirts. And the other reason is if I decide to quilt my lining to the fabric, I can run the stitches of quilting down and it'll look great. Adding a touch of couture, that's very important for these skirts, I think. So everyone's saying they love, Cindy says, fringe skirt, definitely with the jacket. I agree. I also think I might need a silk top with that that's cut on the bias like these fashion shows. In fact, a lot of the outfits from the fashion show I brought up because I haven't sewn them in a while. Their outfits, some of them were kind of old. Not old, but a few years old. But many of you haven't seen them. And many of them have sewing tricks and tips to them. So I included them. Oh, Rebecca has a good idea. Where did you go? Rebecca said, I just lost it. I lost you, Rebecca, but I did see that you said to make the Evelyn with some fringe. I agree. That would be so cute. All right, here we have, Judy says, you told me about the top I made in your class, so I wear it a lot. Thanks. Oh, yes, Judy. Well, you actually had two cute tops, but Judy's saying the same thing, that if the color, if I ever come up to you, which I do this all the time, well, only if I'm being honest. I mean, I don't make it up. But if I see you're wearing a really good color on yourself and you look really good in that color, I will usually make a compliment about it. Like, you look great in that color. I'm not just saying that. I'm actually being totally honest. And then I'm hoping that when you go home, you're like, oh, I look so good in this color. I'll buy 10 more tops in this. No, actually, I'm going to sew 10 more tops in that color. Definitely. All right, so what do you use the selvage for? Patricia wants to know, what do you use the selvage for? Well, for this fabric here, I could use the selvage for part of the fringe, which I do quite often. If you've seen some of my jackets where the fringe, I usually add more than one layer of fringe, but this is a pretty good fringe. So I could cut this and use this for a fringe on a jacket or maybe on my cuffs. See how that looks pretty good. And it's nice and thick. That's what I would use a selvage on tweed for. Not always, but sometimes. What? I see a couple more questions. Won't most fabrics give you the repeat if there is one? I'm not sure what you mean by that. If it has a repeat, you'll be able to see it. So not all have the exact same repeat. Some might have a repeat every 6 inches instead of this close. So you'll see it somewhere in there. If it, I mean, it should have a repeat. Otherwise, they'd have to have something different for the entire bolt, which I have seen actually. Different colors, and it just kept changing. And then it finally went back many yards later. So yes, it will have a repeat. But is it 1 inch, 2 inches, or 6 inches? That one, it depends on the fabric. All right, I see. Hi, CJ. Hey, I think I saw that you called yesterday, so I will be calling you back in North Carolina. Make sure the weather's nice. I'm hopefully going to go visit my sister's new baby soon. I was going to go this week, but with my brother with his broken foot or whatever he did to it, I'm holding off for a week. So I see a lot of people saying great match, very cute. And Cynthia says, love those colors. make the skirt. I always love going back to see what you guys write, so let me know what you think. And I probably will be cutting this out tomorrow because I'm dying for another cute skirt. How does that belt clasp on that dress? Great question, Gertrude. This belt is hooked into the side seam, so it's not a removable belt. And I showed how to make this belt on It's So Easy too, on one of the episodes. So if you go to my YouTube channel, I'm sure it's on there somewhere. This is just a metal ring that I found at my brother-in-law's his marine supply store. There's a lot of good stainless steel stuff in there. So this is stainless steel, so it won't fade. It's a little bit heavier. Probably won't make it through the metal detector. I'm not sure, but my boots never do. So I can just see boots are coming off, dress is coming off. That might not be so pretty. So I braided it from the middle out on both sides, and then attached to the side seam. And then through here, if you can see, I hand tacked it to the center of the dress right here. So it's attached right there. This is not attached, and it's attached to the side. So I hope that answers your question. Yeah. Hi, Barbara. Barbara was there at the show. I recognize a lot of you from being at the show. So who's coming to Virginia? They don't have the class list up yet, and I'm doing a few changes on the classes compared to Texas because a few more fashion design classes I think would be fun. And I don't know. I think it's going to be a fun show. But okay, I have a few more things for you, a giveaway to announce, and I want to show you a couple things that just happened on Brother's blog. As you know, I do blogging on Brother. I also have my own blog. Sometimes they're similar. Sometimes I add to both, but not always. So if you look on the Brother blog this week, which is blog.brothersews.com, there are some of the cutest projects. So I have some of my friends are brand ambassadors on here. There's the pink pants. If you want to learn about those, remember we talked about that. Look at this koozie that Cindy made. You've met Cindy Hogan on my show before. She's great with embroidery, anything software. She's the guru. That is so cute. So she has a great tutorial there. Joanne made these adorable gloves. Well, I don't think she made the gloves. I think she embroidered them, the garden gloves. So I take that back. But look at how cute those are. I just wanted to go outside and work in the garden. Those were so cute. And then Janice Ferguson embroidered Winnie the Pooh on this little dress, which I could totally see something doing that for the girls. So these are just some of the new blogs in case you missed it. And if you've never embroidered on a hat, Laura gave a great tutorial on how to embroider without a hat hoop. She pinned it to the hoop, and you can do that. I remember one time someone said to me, just embroider it in the hoop. You don't have to have a hoop hat. So I was trying to embroider something cool on the sides of the hat, like Win an Angel fishing team. Yeah. And I wanted one of those hat things to go on my 10 needle that would turn all the way around. Well, I didn't have that. And I wanted to do this like in the next minute, of course. So they said, just lay it on some sticky back stabilizer and you're good to go. So that's a great tutorial. And then there's a few other things below that. But in case you missed it, that's what happened this week on the blog. And then there's this one blog post right here, National Sewing Machine Day. And if you click on that and you scroll down, we all took photos of our favorite machine. So I'll bet you can guess which machine I had. Of course, the Dream Machine. It's my favorite. I'm always showing you guys that one anyway. All right, and then I think there was one more thing I wanted to show you. On my blog, which I have two blogs, AngelaWolf.com and FashionSewingWithAngelaWolf.com. I again showed you how to do free motion embroidery on your jeans. So we did this in class this week, and so I added this to the blog for those of you that wanted more tutorials on it. What stabilizer to use, things like that. So if you have a pair of capris or something like that, or a cute jean skirt from the summer that you're like, I need to jazz this up. If you haven't noticed, embroidery is on everything. So test it out. And if you don't have an embroidery machine, all that is you put the feed dogs down, you use a needle in free motion, and the whole blog post is on there. You can't miss it. All right. And then last, but definitely not least, see if I can find this link here. The Brother giveaway. Okay. That is going to be, well, it's actually not last, but last but not least of the big announcements. The Brother sweepstakes is going to be starting June 21st to June 30th. Have you entered? If you have not, let me just see if I have think the link, if you go to Brother Sew's Facebook page, it's on there. And I left a link at the top of this show. So when this show is finished, if you just look through the comments, I left a link right there. And I'll leave another one for you. Okay, so you can't miss it. You have to enter. I was printing off everything that they're offering. It's amazing. You get a Visa gift card. This is the grand prize. They're giving prizes for a few days. I think 10 to be exact, or 9. And then the last day is the big winner. You get to go to Orlando. You get a gift card to spend on whatever you want, a sewing machine. You get to hang out with me for an hour, get to see all the new products behind the scenes at the Brother Back to Business event, which is a private event. Oh my gosh, it's awesome. It's coming up in August. So I'm hoping one of my fans win versus someone who has no clue who I am. No, I'm just teasing. They would love me when they're done, right? But you get a whole hour. We could play on the sewing machines. You can ask me Q&A about sewing. We could talk about embroidery or just scan all of the new machines. It'll be a lot of fun. So don't forget, it's free to enter, and 2 guests get to go. So you get to bring a friend. You don't even have to go by yourself. And flights are included. I saw somebody say, I'm not driving 20 hours. I'm not either. That's a long ride. Reen says, great prize. I agree, Reen. I think it's a great prize. And what they're going to be able to see is all the new machines. I just think that that's awesome. But there's nothing better than the Dream Machine. So I'm going to have to say, Reen, I cannot wait to have you on here. I can't wait because with your new book, if you haven't seen it, you have to see it. So it looks awesome. All right, so Judy wants to know a few more questions, and then I'll tell you what I'm giving away for the next couple weeks. Judy wants to know, I need to find the show for doing the cargo pants into shorts. It's on YouTube. Go to my YouTube channel. If you don't know how to get to my YouTube channel, go to angelawolf.com. On the right-hand side, you'll see a little YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all those little icons. Just click on the YouTube one, and in my page, just scroll through, and you'll see those pants. They're in there because I actually watched it the other day. Do you know at the hotel now, there's YouTube TV. So I was watching YouTube TV, and I actually went on and watched some of my videos to see what they look like on the TV. Pretty cool. I liked it. It was fun. All right, so Lynn says, my granddaughter wanted the butterfly jeans. I told her you can stitch the butterflies on her favorite jeans. Yes, you can. And I don't know what machine you have, Lynn, or if you're doing it free motion. Free motion, there are a ton of little butterfly coloring book icons that you could trace and use that. But if you have the Dream Machine, I know there's butterflies in there, and they're so cute. There's butterflies. All right, if you're talking about the ones like the pink pants, those are adorable. That had a butterfly with some flowers going down. Yeah, very fun. All right, so I'm going to open this up. Let's see, we're doing great. 5 minutes. I'm out of here because, as always, I try not to go more than an hour, even though I could hang out with you forever. I'm going to just put this up. Ask your questions for a few seconds while I tell you what the giveaway is for the next. Don't you love that? Ask your sewing questions and embroidery. I have a lot of fun things to share with you guys. I should be facing the other way because my office is actually spotless. I don't know how this happened, but I walked in. I had designed all those gowns last week that I can't share with you quite yet. But when I do, there was tulle fabric everywhere. But it's spotless, so we should be facing that way. All right, maybe next week. I need a longer cord so I can take you over to the cutting table. But anyways, I've been working on some fun things. I'm looking forward to sharing them with you. As always, not everything is immediate. So I have a really fun blog post coming up, though. Recycling or upcycling a jean shirt. You hear my stomach growling? A jean shirt and adding some bell sleeves and some embroidery. I know the comment on the bell sleeves. Someone said, you're going to dip them in your coffee all the time. There's some truth to that because I have a top and I have to admit that I've spilt on it every single time. Yeah. All right, so let's see. Linda wants to know, what is the best fabric for t-shirts, ruche tee, etc.? My favorite, Linda, I have 2 favorites. ITY knit, it's slinky, it's lightweight. I have a ton of those on my website if you haven't seen those. And you can get them at Vogue Fabric, Fabric Mart, a lot of places. Just look up ITY knit. And the other thing is rayon. I love rayon knits. So the rayon is breathable. This is a rayon knit. This started white, believe it or not, and I dyed it the orange. Yeah, those are my two favorites all time. Now I know a lot of you like prefer cotton. That's fine. But you just asked my two favorites, so yeah. I know fried eggs for embroidery placement. Pam, I had to put that up there because I'm pretty sure that's not what you meant. So you have to just write. You gotta love spell check. But if you'd like to fry eggs while you're embroidering, have at it. I'm the one that buys boiled eggs, remember? Yeah, so if you want to get a good laugh on that. Phyllis says she loves the bells. Okay, Rob wants to know, where do I find links to your blogs? Rob, this is at angelawolf.com. Go there, and there's links to everything from that one page. If you go up in the menu, it'll say fashion sewing blog, recaps of behind the scenes. Speaking of recaps of behind the scenes, I have a giveaway for the next 2 weeks, and this is a new one. Well, part of it's new, part of it's not. Part of it we did before, but it was a long time ago. So the giveaway for this week is, I'm looking at all my notes over here. By the way, before I tell you the giveaway, you should pop into Kai Scissors and tell Jeff, thank you, thank you, thank you, if you want to come and hang out with me in Puyallup next year. Jeff from Kai Scissors is bringing me to Puyallup. I'm going to be at his booth and teaching for the whole time. Now, as you know, I've never been to that place because usually I have another event and I'm usually busy, but Jeff said, you have to come out here. You can't miss it. And as you know, I love Kai Scissors, so I'm coming. So if you pop into the Kai Scissors page, tell him thank you. He is the reason that I'm coming out to Puyallup. So I'll be cutting up scissors and teaching some classes. It'll be a lot of fun. All right, so what I'm giving away. You've heard of patternreview.com, correct? And Deepika, who is a dear friend, you all know Deepika, say give thumbs up and a heart to Deepika because we're giving away 2 things, and this contest is going to run for 2 weeks. The contest is winning one of any of my classes on pattern review. It could be dyeing fabrics, it could be the online jacket, any of my classes. You get to pick one. That will be one lucky winner, and the next lucky winner is going to win a 1-year membership on patternreview.com. If you have not been to that website, I taped videos with Deepika way before Craftsy was even around. Deepika had the vision for online classes before anyone even talked about it. So good job, Deepika. And you might have met her at some of her, the pattern review. They do the event every May or sometimes June. I've met some of you in Chicago. It's a great website. If you're looking for a source to what's this, or I have this pattern, I'm not sure how it fits. There are reviews on everything. Does the size fit? What do you have to change? People have photos. It's such a great resource. How many of you are already on there? You don't have to be a member to be on there. It's just if you're a member, you just get access to more things and you get a huge discount for patterns, online classes, and things like that. So somebody is going to win an annual membership. But in the meantime, you should just go sign up for her website for a free membership if you're not on there and you don't want to pay for a membership at this point. Sign up so you're all ready. But there's so much information on that site, and she redid the site a couple years ago. It looks great. It's easy to navigate. Can't miss it. And she's on Instagram. She goes live on Instagram all the time. So, yes, I see. Kathy says, so glad that you're going to be in Puyallup. Okay, so here's the problem, Kathy. Puyallup. I know how to spell it, and everyone has told me how to say it. So now this is the problem. If I say Puyallup, then I want to spell it P-E-W. So by March next year, I will have that mastered. So I know, I can't help it. Okay, I see a few more questions. I'll stay for a few more seconds and answer a few. But for those of you that have to run, it was great seeing you. And don't forget to enter the contest. It will be on angelawolf.com tomorrow. Go to angelawolf.com tomorrow, and the contest link will be on there. But I see a few more questions, so for those of you that want to stay for the last few questions, feel free. But those who are leaving, have a wonderful week. All right. Let's see. I can't read that one. Sorry. Pick me, pick me. Linda says, pick me, pick me. A wonderful giveaway. Marcia, I totally agree. That's very fun. Melody is a member on Pattern Review, which is awesome. I think the first time I met Deepika in person was actually at the Novi show right after I won the contest for my designs. And the following year I had a display of 20 couture outfits because I bought 20 dress forms. I built the whole entire back display. Such an overachiever. I was so exhausted after those 3 days. And Deepika was taking a video and I walked up and I was like, hi. And she goes, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm just taping. Well, that's how we met. We hit it off immediately from the beginning. We both love fashion. Pam said she finds Pattern Review very helpful. And Jerry says, how do you enter? Jerry, you will enter, the contest link will be live tomorrow. So you have a few different options. Go to angelawolf.com and it will be right there in that first blog post. You'll see a blog that says the recap of episode 83, which is today's show, which you can watch that there. So if you have friends who are not on Facebook, they can watch the show there. And there will be a link right there for the contest. Got it. And any other specials that I have going on. Okay, Tammy wants to know, let's see, I just saw that. Is the code, capital letters, Texas 20 still valid for the online orders? Tammy, yes, it is. Capital letters, Texas 20. And that was for everyone at the Texas show, and now it's all for you because you're watching the show today. I left that as a code because I wasn't able to get to my booth very often. I was in the Martha Pullen booth. There was like with the Sewing Expo, and a lot of people couldn't find it. So if you order online, you still get the Texas 20. Yes, capital letters though. And if it doesn't work, like today somebody ordered and it didn't, she must have been using lowercase letters or something. It didn't work. So I will just give you a refund for your 20%. So I'm always good about that. Julie, oh my gosh, do you remember that? That was so long ago. She says she remembers when I won the Passion for Fashion. That was a long time ago. I want to say, I have a poster around here somewhere with it. I want to say that was 2008. So that would be 10 years ago. Holy cow. Whew, time flies, right? Okay, so I need some ideas from you guys as you're doing this. For the last few that are hanging out, that aren't running back to work or running to the pool. Melody, are you at the pool today? Just tell me so I'm not too jealous. Okay, I need some ideas for some Father's Day gifts. I was originally going to see my dad and take him out to lunch on Sunday because he's in North Carolina, and I was driving to North Carolina to see the twins. But because my brother smashed his foot, I'm not going till next week. So that gives me a whole week to do something cool. So what are you giving your fathers for Father's Day? I would love to know. I'm sure your dad is not watching this show, so you're not going to be letting the cat out of the bag. But I wish there was something cool to sew. Now, I did find something cool for Win. And it's a sailfish embroidery thing that I found on an embroidery design that I found on iBroidery.com. And I actually intended to finish this for a blog for Brother, but just with the schedule last week, I hardly had time to brush my teeth. Just kidding. I brushed my teeth. But you know what I mean? One of those weeks. I know you've had those. And you're just like, when you're finished. So I didn't get his shirt embroidered yet. But I have a sailfish, and I think I'm just going to embroider it on the side of the shirt. So I will do a blog post to show you what stabilizer I use. But try to think of something cool for my dad. He likes to golf. He likes to fish. Any ideas, guys? I'm not making a fleece like I did for Win many years ago. That big fleece that was like this big. So I would love to know. All right, anyways, leave those in the comments because I will check that later. I just got a notification that I'm late. I got to go. Did you hear that beep? I have an alarm. So anyways, have a great week. Have a wonderful Father's Day for those of you that are celebrating Father's Day with your dads, or if your dad on here watching, thanks. Wishing you all a happy Father's Day. Have a great week. I might be popping in tomorrow or Friday to say hi because I have a lot of sewing projects that you're going to be very excited to see are finally coming to conclusion. I don't know who's happier, me or you might be, because you'll be sick of hearing about it. The yellow jeans? Mm-hmm. All right, guys. See you. If I don't see you on YouTube on Saturday, and otherwise next Wednesday, 1:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, same time. Again, I'm Angela Wolf. Have a great week. Take care. Talk to you soon.